back to my channel. I really thank Cynthia Pamela, I think if I'm not mistaken, for throwing that question at us on my last video. She said, what about the mistakes we make as singles? Sorry, as married women. So she said, checks, what about these mistakes you make as married women? So we are here to address it, okay? So if it sounds like what you like, if you like what you're seeing already, just stay tuned, let's handle it. So guys, you're welcome back. The first thing that I really need to point out, the mistakes that we make as married women is this. In this time and generation, I have to emphasize on it because I know that in the olden days, women are seen as those who have come to eat their husband's wealth, okay? In my dialect, we call them Oriako. That's somebody that have come to eat. But in this time and generation, considering the economic situation of things, like things have changed, it is very ideal that a woman meets the husband's needs even in his finances. And that's the number one point I am trying to point out as the mistake that we women make in this time and age. Unconsciously and very often, we think that the financial obligation or the responsibilities of the home lies solely on the man. Like, that is the mentality we have in this time and age. And we are always quick to quote that part of the scripture that says a man that cannot feed his family is worse than an infidel. That's what we see every day. That's what we hear every day. That's the anthem on our lips when we want to challenge this fact. But the truth again is this. If God thought Adam could do it alone, he wouldn't have created Eve. Eve came into his life for two reasons: companionship, and again, for them to increase and multiply in everything. You need to get that point. In everything. Increasing and multiplying is not solely on reproduction. Even in your finances, you have to be a team to increase and multiply. No wonder the scripture says that one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. He said that two, they will have better rewards for their efforts, for their hard work, for whatever they are doing. I've seen women that they have the money, but they don't want to contribute to the affairs of the home because they believe it's the man's responsibility. We make this mistake a lot, even to the detriment of their kids. Yes, some people can afford a better school for their kids, but because their husband could not afford it, let them go to that one that their daddy said they can pay. Let's change from it. It's not right. It affects us, it affects our kids, it affects the total wellness of the home. Okay, so financial responsibility is not for the man alone. If you can contribute, do it. Another point I want to point out as one of the mistakes we make as married women is this: misinterpreting submission to be slavery. Most women, their idea of submission is slavery. You will just turn yourself to a slave as far as that marriage is concerned. That's not what God meant by submission. Submitting to a man, it doesn't mean that you should forget yourself totally. Okay? It doesn't mean that you cannot stand up for your rights. At some point, you're there to put him right. Because there are some moments in that your union that you understand that human weakness will creep in. So it's left for the stronger one to call the other one back to order. So mistaking submission to be slavery is one of the things I see common in most homes. It's one of the common mistakes that women make in marriage. The third mistake that we make in marriage as married women is this: not communicating our sexual desires. I am also guilty of this. It took me time. Coming from that reserved area or being shy, you always wish the man would make the first move, even in marriage. And sometimes you'll be dying in silence. You'll be longing for the man to hold you or to touch you or even to cuddle you. But you will not see it because there are a lot of things on his mind. You might not be on the first 5 things on his mind at that moment, okay? So, and some people will go on and start quarreling their husband, start carrying faces, or even start complaining to people that your husband doesn't do this or he doesn't do it the way you like it or something like that. There's always room for communication, especially when it comes to your sexual needs, because this has thrown so many people out of their homes. As sad as it is, it has led so many people into adultery. It has led so many people into separation and divorce. Always communicate your sexual needs. I have to count it as one of the first 5 because it is ruining a lot of homes. So communicate effectively in that angle. Tell your spouse how you want it and help him or her to grow in that aspect. Let's not be bottling it up and be dying in silence or be looking for who will satisfy us outside, because some people go as far as that, which is so bad. Okay, so that's number 3. I really need to hit that. What's on my list is too much interference in our husband's business or their affairs. Sometimes we women, I don't know why we think that we immediately will come into a man's life, we automatically turn to their brain. Yes, we reason for them. We determine where they go to, we determine when they come back home, we determine who they talk to, we determine the kind of business they do. I know we are there to support, we are there to help, we are there to complete them. But that doesn't mean you will dictate a man's movement or keep on interfering in their affairs. They have a life before they met you, sis. This man is a full-grown man who has lived his life for like 30, 27, 28, 32, or 35. Some are even 40 before they met you. And automatically you think that you are now wiser than them, or you know better than them, or that they have not been doing it right. Babe, you reason them now. So you should put yourself in their shoes, okay? Give them their space. They need their freedom, they need their circle. Allow them to keep on exploring, provided it does not affect the home front. You can only raise an eyebrow or shout or scream or raise your concerns when the man is overdoing it or when his affairs are now affecting the home front, okay? But if the man is still in line, but you just want to make sure you control him, let me use that word. That's how they see it. We might not really want to do that, but men see that kind of actions as being controlling and they don't like it. Now, another mistake that we make as married women is not taking care of ourselves. If you read the book of Proverbs, where we got the whole models, the whole attributes, the whole virtues of a virtuous woman, verse 22 talks about how she makes a tapestry of purple linen for herself. Laying emphasis on that, if you read it very well, you will understand that what it means is that in all her hard working, in all her diligence, in all her responsibilities as a wife and as a mother, she did not forget herself. In fact, in my other video where I talked about the 10 things I learned in my marriage, I said I learned to put myself on the list, okay? Because we tend to forget ourselves sometimes and it affects us. Let's know that we are our husband's honor. How we appear says a lot about the man we are with, whether you like it or not. When you see a haggard woman on the road, the first thing that will come to your mind is the husband is not responsible. The husband does not take care of her. So in that line, let's try to be taking care of ourselves. That is in a different line. Now, come to the aspect of yourself as a human being. How do you feel when you look good? You look at yourself in the mirror. Don't you feel like going extra mile, like doing more for yourself and for people around you? Dressing properly and being well taken care of makes you to be more productive in everything that you do, and even in your marriage. So let's not get overwhelmed with the responsibilities at home or taking care of our kids and forget ourselves. Sometimes we do it as an emotional blackmail, yes, on the man, especially when we feel he's not taking care of us, or when we feel responsible to bridge in the gap, the financial gap in the family. You start dressing anyhow so that when your husband asks you, you say, have I not been the one paying school fees? Have I not been the one paying rent? And so, is that why you should forget yourself? Do it for yourself, even if you're not going to do it for your husband. Do it for yourself, do it for your kids. Last point is not praying for your husband. You cannot overemphasize on this. God has given you the power to be a co-creator. And what do we create with? We create with the words of our mouths. If you wake up in the morning and tell your husband that it shall be well with you, believe me, that day will be blessed for him. Most people in their homes, or most couples, will tell you that any day my wife is angry with me, that my day is messed up. It is not magic. It is not witchcraft. It is because God has given us that honor to be in that position in the man's life. So the best you can do for him is to pray for him all the time. Pray for him in the morning, pray for him in the afternoon, pray for him in the evening. As long as he crosses your mind, speak a word. If it's too tedious for you to find a conducive moment or environment to really kneel down or do it the way you want to do it, like a ritual, if you're driving and he crosses your mind, speak a word. That will make it easier, and you will see the fruits in him, and you will so enjoy him better. Now I really want to end here so that the video will not get too long, so that you guys can easily watch it and enjoy it and learn also from it. So see you guys in my next video, and don't forget that I love you. And if you've not subscribed at this point, do well and click this subscribe button that will be displayed on your screen, and also click the bell notification beside it, so that whenever I upload a video, you'll be first to know. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching till this point. I love you, and see you in my next video. Bye.